Hello, folks. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you're keeping safe, and I hope you're washing your hands. Remember, it's at least 20 seconds. We gotta be safe. Stay safe. So, today we're gonna be talking about the different types of poem, and the first one on our list is a haiku. Some of you might have heard of what a haiku is. It's traditionally Japanese poetry, but it doesn't mean that you have to be Japanese in order to write a haiku. So the only thing that you need to do in a haiku is to have a poem composed of 3 lines. The first line has 5. The second one has 7. And the third one has 5. And when I mean this, I mean the first line has 5 syllables, the second line has 7 syllables, and the third one has 5 syllables again. So I wrote you a haiku explaining what a haiku is. So 5 in the first line, 7 syllables are next, then 5 in the last. So in order for you to get a sense, we're talking about syllables. So 5 syllables in the first line. Remember what a line was? Now the stanza is like what it seems like a paragraph, and the line is like a verse, a line, like una línea. So here we have an example, The Old Pond by Matsuo Basho. An old silent pond, a frog jumps into the pond. Splash! Silence again. So we see again, we have 5 syllables on the first line, and old silent pond. 7 syllables on the next. A frog jumps into the pond. And 5 on the last. Splash. Silence again. So you see 5, 7, 5. Remember, that is 5 on the first line, 5 syllables. 7 on the second line, 7 syllables. And 5 again. 5, 7, 5. Remember that number. So the next poem we have is an ode. An ode is a poem with a complex structure that I won't go into right now, but it has a complex structure which describes an event or object in a way that is glorifying or admiring it. So, example, I found this I think it's very quirky. It's Inscription for the Ceiling of a Bedroom by Dorothy Parker. Daily dawns another day, I must up to make my way. Though I dress and drink and eat, move my fingers and my feet. Learn a little, here and there, weep and laugh and sweat and swear. Hear a song or watch a stage, leave some words upon a page. Claim a foe or hail a friend, but awaits me at the end. Though I go in pride and strength, I'll come back to bed at length. Though I walk in blinded woe, back to bed I'm bound to go. High my heart or bowed my head, all my days but led to bed. Up and out, and on and then, ever back to bed again. Summer, winter, spring, and fall. I'm a fool to rise at all. So you see, there is a complex structure, and it's glorifying or admiring a bed. And you get the sense with the title, but you get a bigger sense with the poem itself. So remember, complex structure, and it's specifically glorifying or admiring something. So if you see a poem that's glorifying or admiring something, it's probably an ode. Now a sonnet. A sonnet has a specific composition, just like the haiku. In the haiku, remember that 575? Well, now the sonnet has a poem composed of 14 lines, 14 líneas, with 10 syllables per line. In each line, en cada línea, you are going to have 10 syllables, 10 sílabas. This type of poem also includes a sudden turn change in argument at the end. So right at the end of the poem, the poet is going to change something in the poem that's going to make it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a contrast with the poem. So here we got a sonnet. First of all, you count the lines. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines. So there you have one characteristic of a sonnet, 14 lines. And then you think, what's the other one? Oh right, 10 syllables per line. And then you see what lips my lips have kissed and where and why. What? 1. Lips. 2. My. 3. Lips. 4. Have. 5. Kiss. 6. And 7. Where. 8. And 9. Why? 10. So you have 10 syllables in one line. And if you continue analyzing the poem, you can see that each line has 10 syllables. So what lips my lips have kissed and where and why? I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning, but the rain is full of ghosts tonight that tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply, and in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. Thus in winter stands the lonely tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one. Yet knows it bows more silent than before. I cannot say that loves have come and gone. I only know that summer sang in me a little while, then in me sings no more. So we have here What My Lips Have Kissed and Where and Why by Ednan Said Vincent Millay. So before, like the change in this poem may not be perceivable. You may not see it quickly. So the changes in time reference. So she's talking about before in all of the poem. And right at the end, she's talking about the present feel, what she's feeling right now. That she sings no more. Okay. Remember, that is 14 lines comprised of 10 syllables per line. 14 líneas, 10 sílabas por línea. And there is a sudden change. Hay un cambio drástico a lo último. Now this last one, you're gonna work in this poem, so pay close attention. Ekphrastic poem, a poem that usually describes and reflects on a work of art in a literal and or symbolic way. So you have this painting, Mona Lisa, for example, and you make a poem out of the Mona Lisa. You can either describe, puedes describirla, or you can interpret. You can interpret the different meanings or your point of view in the painting. So, in order to help you, because you're gonna have to make an effective poem, so in order to help you, I made my own poem based on a painting that I really love by Caspar David Friedrich. It's called Afternoon. My poem is titled Insignificant. As you can see, it's a beautiful painting, and I'll read you what I wrote. Oh, what splendors the color green holds, full of open doors without thresholds. Our human mind unable to comprehend, as it is blind, the reality bends. Amongst the great green, we gaze at our fellow yellow, limits that are unseen like a shallow's mellow bellow. We seem insignificant. They have no significance. To us, magnificent. To them, indifferent. In this ekphrastic poem that I made about this painting, I focus on the magnificence of of nature, and how big it is, and how little we are compared to nature. So that's what I focused on the painting. But there's many ways that you could have wrote a poem about this painting. You could have wrote that there was different trees, there were big trees, that the sky was gray. You could have focused on the two people that were there. So it depends on your perspective. So remember, it's specifically a poem that usually reflects on a work of art. Okay, so that's what's the difference in this poem. Remember to keep safe. We're gonna have a quiz on this on the Google form for the next day, and you're gonna work on the ekphrastic poem. So you can look up the video again if you need to. So keep up the good work and stay safe.